Well, good afternoon everyone and welcome back. Cumberland Outdoorsman out here at my shooting bench with a couple of my 22s doing a little bit of after work 22 plinking and target shooting. And yes, this is another one of my 22 rimfire series videos, and it's also another video featuring an American classic. What I've got in my lap here is something that I've always kind of wanted in the past. It's always been in the back of my mind, and I've run across a few of them at gun shows and flea markets and pawn shops, but I never really found one that appealed to me very much. So I always kind of shied away from it until I saw this one. And when I found this one here, I had my heart set on it and I got it. It's not a Remington, it's not a Marlin, it's a Winchester model 69A bolt action repeater. This one here is a very nice example of what American gun makers used to make back in the day when they made real guns out of wood and steel. The Winchester Model 69 was made between the dates of 1935 and 1963 when it was discontinued, and in that time period there were just a little over 355,000 of these little rifles made. The earlier versions had a straight bolt design, a straight bolt handle, whereas this one here is kind of swept back a little bit. And the safeties on the older ones, there was a knob that you would pull on and rotate to put it on safe, and then you would rotate it back the other way to put it in the fire position. Now this particular model has the safety on the right side of the action, just behind the bolt handle, and when you load the rifle, close the bolt, you slide the safety rearward or click it rearward. Now it's on safe, and it also locks the bolt in place. You can't lift the bolt, keeps everything locked in place, and when you get ready to fire the rifle, you just flip the safety forward and you're ready to go. Now most of these rifles did not come equipped with a grooved receiver for scope mount. This one here did not, so I had to drill and tap for these scope mounts, these tip-off mounts, to be able to mount a scope on here and realize the full accuracy potential of this little rifle, which is quite good. I've done some shooting with it the last few days and it shoots very well. And also I wanted to use this gun for squirrel hunting, and it's just so much better when you got a scope on there because you have much better target acquisition and you can aim much finer with a scope, and your accuracy naturally improves. Now the magazines on these were made out of steel, and they were held in place by this little button right here. You depress this button and the magazine would be released and you could remove it and load it up. This is a original Winchester magazine. They do make aftermarket magazines for these guns, and I've got one here on the table. This one here I got through Brownells. I think it's made by Wisner. I'm not really sure. It's got a W on the bottom, but I think they make factory copies of old magazines that fit the vintage rifles, you know, and they do a really good job. And as you can see, it fits this rifle perfectly, and it functions flawlessly actually. So, you know, if you have lost your magazine for your Winchester Model 69, or if you own a Winchester Model 52, a 56, a 57, or even a 75, then you can get this replacement magazine, and all of those magazines will interchange between all those models that I just mentioned. Now the bolt is easy to remove. You just lift the bolt handle, make sure the gun's not loaded, depress the trigger, and the bolt slides right out. I'll give you a close-up of this bolt here. There's the cocking mechanism for the firing pin and the mainspring, the firing spring, and I think you can actually see the spring there inside. But anyway, What this little rifle reminds me of more than any other rifle is the Remington Model 511, and I've got one here on the table. I'll show you it real quick. This is another American classic. I need to do a video on this particular gun here. And it as well, you just pull on the trigger and the bolt slides right out. Now I'm going to take the bolt out of the Winchester and do a comparison just to show you the difference between the two. As you can see, the Remington is longer, it's a little bit longer, and the main difference that I see is that the Remington has two locking lugs. One is the root of the bolt handle right here, and then it's got an opposing lug right here on the opposite side. Not that it's absolutely necessary, but you know, 22 rimfires don't produce all that much pressure, but this is a very secure lockup system. Whereas the Winchester only has the root of the bolt handle as a locking lug, as you can see here. And like I say, it's plenty sufficient. The one rifle that I can think of that's actually a centerfire that has one locking lug was the 3040 Craig. And those of you that are familiar with that little gun, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It has one locking lug on the bolt, but that is one of the slickest bolt action designs that was ever developed. And nowadays, those little guns bring a lot of money. You know, they're high collector value. I saw one at a gun show just recently, and I think it went for, I know it was over $1,000. But anyways, it was in good shape. So anyway, let's do a little target shooting with the Winchester Model 69A. I've got some ammunition here that I want to try out. I've got some CCI standard velocity. I've got a couple of boxes of that here. And I've got some CCI 22 short hollow point. This is what I like to use when I go squirrel hunting. Very effective little cartridge. And we'll see how well the rifle will actually handle the 22 short hollow point. And we'll see how well it can group with that type of ammunition. So let me go ahead and zoom in on some targets that I've got set up down here, and we'll shoot a few 5-shot groups and see how accurate the little gun actually is. Okay, I've got 5 rounds of CCI standard velocity loaded in this factory original steel magazine. We'll go ahead and zoom in on this target I got set up down here at 27 yards. I said it was 25, but it's more like 27 yards actually. And we'll see how well the gun can actually group CCI standard velocity ammo. Okay, this is 5 shots. Wow, that's pretty good. I got one just a tad high. That was the first shot on a clean barrel. Then all the rest of them went into one ragged hole right there. That's pretty good accuracy, folks. Okay, I got 5 rounds of CCI 22 short high velocity hollow point loaded in the magazine. And we'll see how well it can perform at 25 yards. See what kind of accuracy we can get out of it. Get it centered up a little bit better here. All right. Here we go. I expect this is going to shoot a little higher, so I'm going to aim just below the bullseye. Tell you what, I'm going to shoot another 5 rounds into that target. I believe the gun's just starting to get leaded in there. Actually, I'll shoot 4 more rounds into it. I got 4 here. Okay, here we go. Here's 4 more shots. Okay, last one. Okay, we're going to have a little fun with the Winchester 69A. We're going to shoot at those 50-yard targets down there, those steel targets. See if we can knock a few of them out. I'm shooting 22 shorts once again. So anyway, I see a squirrel on the left there. Let's see if we can hit him. Okay, let's try for the bunny. And the other squirrel. Some of those shells are quite a bit louder than others. Okay, I see a swinging target on the far left. And there's one right next to it. I'll tell you what, the 22 short should not be underestimated. That thing's packing quite a wallop down there at 50 yards. I mean, it is knocking the fire out of those targets. I mean, judging by that last target I just shot there, it really gave it quite a spin. Alright, got 5 more loaded up here. Got some more targets up there. I see a prairie dog right there in the middle. Let's give him a try. Alright. And there's another swinging target. I'm not sure if I hit that or not. Let's try it again. Oh yeah. I see a can sitting right there next to that prairie dog. Well, I can't tell if it hit it or not. There's another swinging target on the far right. I'll tell you what, let's shoot some of these standard velocity loadings. We'll see if we can clean some of those targets off down there. Let's shoot that swinging target on the far right again. And the one on the far left. I'm not sure if I hit that can, but I'm going to try it again here. I see it move. I think it's zipping right through that can. Okay, I still see a target left on that bunny rabbit there. Got that one cleaned off. And one on that squirrel. I'm going to have to sneak this one right over the edge. I actually saw that bullet hit. Let's finish cleaning that one off. I know right where that one went. All right. Well, that's a good way to end with a solid hit like that. Well folks, I'm going to go ahead and close this video out and give you some final thoughts. I'm really impressed with this little Winchester Model 69A. Here, I'm going to give you a real close look at it. Show you the other side here. Like I said, it's got a real nice piece of American walnut in it. And honestly speaking, you know, I've got a Winchester Model 52, and it's a beautiful rifle, but it's just kind of heavy. I think I would much rather carry this one into the squirrel woods to go hunting with it. And it's a great shooter, as you saw. It's just quick handling. You know, it comes to the shoulder real well. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep this scope on here. The parallax is not really set for 22 ranges. This is more set for out past 100 yards actually. So if I can find a good 22 scope, I'll probably go ahead and install it on this, and I should get even finer accuracy because parallax error will affect your group size. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, when you're looking through the scope at a target that's 25, 30, 40 yards, and you move your head around, you can actually see the crosshairs dancing. So you're not getting a good, consistent aiming point. Whereas one that's parallax adjusted for closer distance is going to give you a much more precise shot. But you know, I can't complain really with the groups that I got. Let's see, I've got this target here. I did a little bit of off-camera shooting as well. This is the first group that I shot using CCI standard velocity, and I believe that was the first round. That was on a clean barrel, and then all 4 subsequent shots made one ragged hole right there. I mean, that's under 1/4 of an inch, so that's really good accuracy. And then the same thing with the 22 short. I believe that was the first shot on a clean barrel, and then I shot all the rest of them right in around the bullseye here. Most of them went through that one ragged hole right there. I shot 5 shots, and then I had 4 more rounds left, and I went ahead and finished those off. And as you can see, discounting that first shot, all of those can be covered with a nickel, you know. So that's a headshot on a squirrel every time. I've said it before in the past, and you know, shooting 22 shorts and getting that kind of performance is actually really good, because I like to use a 22 short when I go squirrel hunting. Here's another group that I shot at 25 yards using 22 short high velocity. Once again, that was the first shot, and then all the rest of them printed that little ragged hole right there, you know. So that gun right there actually likes CCI 22 short ammunition. And then here I've got some more groups that I shot off camera. This is also using the CCI 22 short. This is not cleaning the barrel. This is just leaving the barrel fouled or leaded in, so to speak. That's a 5-shot group at 25 yards. And then there's another 5-shot group. This particular one here, that was my aim point, and it was shooting a little bit high, and that's why the group is a little bit high on the target. And then on this one here, I aimed below the bullseye, and it printed just above the center of the bullseye there. So that's really good performance. I think I found a rifle that really likes 22 short ammunition. So I plan on taking this little rifle out into the squirrel woods this spring, because my home state of Tennessee actually offers a spring squirrel season that's featured by the Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency every year. And I think this will be my 4th year, so I think I'm going to try this little rifle with some 22 short hollow point on the local bushy tails. See if we can harvest a few of those. So with that being said, let me go ahead and close out the video and tell you thank you for coming along. I really appreciate you watching. And remember, if you like to go hunting, fishing, camping, shooting, hiking, Whatever your outdoor activity might happen to be, I hope you enjoy it as much as I do. But also remember, hit that like button, smash the bell icon, and subscribe. That way you'll know when more videos like this one will be coming your way. So until next time, y'all take care of yourselves, stay safe, and God bless. I'll be seeing you.